Hey everybody, welcome to Do You Believe on Paranormal Zone TV. Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining us tonight. Now tonight, please, if you all are you anybody that's new to the show, if you would please subscribe to my channel, and also guys, don't forget, hit the like if you like my show tonight. I'd really appreciate it. Tonight I have Cat Angel, and I'm really excited to bring you this show because I had no idea. I've never experienced haunted dolls before, and Cat Angel is my guest tonight. Cat, let me show you a picture of her and her website. Okay, now Kat is a psychic medium, and she's an empath, and she is also a haunted doll collector. And let's bring Kat on. Hey, Kat, thanks for coming to the show tonight.
Hey Noreen, thanks for having me. This is one of my favorite topics in things that I'm passionate about outside of our paranormal investigating, of going into homes and helping people and investigating. This became a huge passion for me, and I initially really didn't believe in it at all, but almost 7 years later, I am an absolute true believer.
So now you're an empath, you're a psychic, and you're a medium as well. And because of those abilities, is that what helped you go into this part of your field, the haunted dolls?
Absolutely. That had a huge impact simply because now, from the age of 7, I knew that I knew things other people didn't know, all the way down to my family that had passed away in an airplane crash. And I knew it the night before, and I told my parents about it. Well, I was brought up a strict Catholic girl, so this was not a topic that was very approachable. But then after, I would know when phones were going to ring and things like that. Well, as I got older and began to work with crystals, and you can move that one, all of the other tools that I started to learn in my field, when I was 24, I had a near-death experience. I died. I went up into the light. I could read the doctor's tags, what the names said. I saw my body, and then I was sent back, and I was told that I was going to be sent back with a gift. Well, I didn't know what that meant. And then after that is when I knew that I could literally, and it sounds really cliche, that I could see dead people and I could speak to them. And I've been doing that ever since. So when I came in contact with the first spirited doll, which actually I believe happened when I was 8 or 9. I don't know if you guys remember the Miss Beasley doll from had Jody and Buffy Family Affair. I was a huge doll collector. Well, this doll creeped me out, like seriously creeped me out. I had to put covers over it. I never understood why, because I wanted this doll. So I now later in life have realized that I believe very strongly that was my first experience with sensing something was attached to a doll.
Really?
And then it all came from there.
So when you sensed when you sensed about the doll, what did you do with that doll? How did you verify that doll had? So you thought the doll had a spirit in it at that time?
Well, when I was little, I just thought it was evil. It scared me. And I had asked for this doll for Christmas, so this was not it. She wasn't really that creepy looking, although I know a lot of people have an actual real fear of dolls, and there's generally a good reason for that. But I sensed she was always watching me. I sensed an uncomfortableness, which I now know to be spirit involvement. So now, and what I did is I literally eventually made my parents take the doll and give it to, I don't know, a cousin or something. I can't remember. But I couldn't have it around. It set off every bell and whistle inside of me, and I didn't understand why until now. Fast forward all these years to what happens now, which of course doesn't scare me now, but as a very young child, it did.
All right, so then when did you start getting involved in collecting these haunted dolls?
Well, about coming up on almost 7 years ago, my mother-in-law had collected dolls her whole life. She was from Germany, and she had this huge collection of dolls that her her family members, her sons, and everything had given her over the years. Well, her husband passed away of cancer at home with hospice. After he passed away, she started telling us that the dolls were talking to her. Well, we thought maybe she had too much German beer, possibly, was maybe trying to make up for the loss of her spouse, and dolls were giving her comfort, maybe. And we kind of just played it off as, we'd go over and play cards, and we did hear things get knocked over, but we thought it was the dogs or something, didn't pay much attention to it. Well, unfortunately, tragically then, her son passed away at 35 years of age in that same home. Well, after he passed away, she said that the dolls started to fight almost. They would knock one another over off of, and we'd come over and there would be broken dolls. Some of these were porcelain dolls. And she said that Kenny and Bill were somehow haunting these dolls, and she would put one place, go to bed, come back, and they would be moved, or they would be sitting in the middle of the kitchen floor. And again, we thought, I don't know what's going on here. It was piquing my interest a bit because of what I did as a psychic, but then sadly she passed away of cancer in that home, while at home, and she left the doll collection to my daughter. Well, I moved into that house while the house was going through probate, and my daughter came out of her room screaming bloody murder one night, and she said, Mommy, the doll talked to me in the room. It was Grandma Rosie, and she said that I needed to come tell you that she's still here and she's always around us, and if I told you that, then she wouldn't talk to me anymore. Well, she never slept in her room again, and by the way, still doesn't. And after that, we experienced dolls knocking one another over, moving from a different room to a different room, and then I started to test the theory. I would put a certain doll one place and another, and I would come out and they would be changed. And so launched my absolute obsession into trying to figure out how this was even possible.
Oh my God.
And that was almost 7 years ago.
Wow. Now, do you still have those dolls?
I do. I have her entire doll collection.
Oh my God.
And everybody always jokes around. My teammate Kelly, who's sitting over here, everybody knows Kelly, my lead investigator for Southern Angels Paranormal. They joke about it, but they actually love my spirited dolls and have some of them as well. And when you come to my house, they literally are in the living room, in my bedroom, and then I have my paranormal room, which we coined the haunted playroom, where I keep the strongest spirited ones, and the room stays locked so that my kids don't go in there, because there are dolls that have been taken off of a location where somebody's passed away and is wreaking havoc, and those tend to be too strong. And my daughter is an empath, and she can see auras around the dolls. Now, a doll shouldn't have an aura like a human.
It shouldn't?
But they do, and she can see them.
Okay, now, is it because... okay, so if a spirit is inside of a doll, do spirits, without being attached to a doll, does a spirit give off an aura just by itself? Or is it that only for a human?
First of all, they have free will. They can come and go out of their host vessel as they wish, but there are theories as to why.
What happened yesterday when your voice turned into a demonic? Okay, guys, you have to... Oh, my God. Okay, I have to tell you what happened. I was meeting with Kat yesterday, and we were practicing for the Skype so I could get the... And it's doing it. And she had the doll, and she was showing me how she communicates with the doll, with the haunted dolls. And you can hear it right now. Can you hear it?
Holy crap.
That's exactly what happened yesterday. The same thing happened, and it's coming from those dolls. See, the REM pod's going off. And not only that, when Kat got up to walk away, I actually heard, and she did too, we heard the doll giggle. I swear to God, it's the truth. This is crazy.
It is pretty crazy, and trust me, many of my normal friends just call me, the crazy doll lady, because, like, who would want to live with a house full of spirits? But they don't, it comes to, they will mess with electronics. And yes, you're right. Kelly, actually, you remember one time when we were on the phone, it might have even been Skype, and my voice, like, all of a sudden it sounded robotic. Oh. And I've had Stephanie and other people on Skype that have been doing, when I show people a haunted doll live that want to see it, this has happened before.
Oh my God.
They can shut down computers. They can blow out light bulbs. We have light bulbs, a case of light bulbs. Light bulbs that are supposed to last 4 or 5 years, fluorescence. And all of a sudden, boom, they blow out.
Yeah. Oh my God, this is really crazy. Okay, so when you started collecting these haunted dolls, and have there been, now I know on eBay and there's other locations, private locations like websites that say they have haunted dolls, but how do you know you're getting a haunted doll? So when somebody says, okay, so somebody will tell you they have a haunted doll for sale, but what do you do to find out if that doll really has a spirit in it?
Okay, well, there's a couple of things. First of all, for me, if I were to find something that I saw on eBay that every time I looked at it, I just kept going back to it and kept going back to it. It wouldn't have to be listed as a haunted doll. And I'm getting this really weird, like it's looking back at me look. What I do, and I could suggest to others, if they see something that they're drawn to, if they use pendulums or even a ghost box, and they bring the picture up of the doll, they certainly can try to see if they can get validation that way. For me personally, I have dealt with people that I know are authentic collectors. So really, I would say, if you find a collector that is willing to, on occasion, make some of their personal collection available 3 or 4 times a year. I will do that on occasion, very much depending on who's asking, usually a fellow paranormal investigator that wants to study. eBay to me is not really the place that you're going to find anything authentic. And I say that because I have ordered actual haunted dolls off eBay and gotten them home, and although they were beautiful dolls, they didn't set off meters. They didn't do anything paranormal. And that's when I came to find that you had to be very discerning. I don't really personally think that a doll that is displaying activity, not knowing where it's coming from, not knowing things about it, that it's even a safe thing to do, to go to eBay and actually.
Okay, so but so when they sell a haunted doll from these other locations, do they do what you do? Get on Skype and use your tools? They don't do that.
No, they don't. And that's one of the things that if somebody does want and shows interest in adopting a spirited doll, I want to know where my spirit is going, and however silly and eccentric that sounds, it's who I am. So it is mandatory, if somebody wishes to do that, that we sit on Skype just like you and I are doing now, and rather than tell someone a long drawn out story about something, I'm going to show them what they do. And they just decided that they were going to turn off my computer, Noreen. So hold on, because I can't actually see you.
Oh, you can't?
That's okay. It'll just take me 2 seconds.
Okay, I can see you. Everything's fine on my end.
I prefer to show the results to people. I also keep, for me, being an investigator, I study. I have study sheets, and I have a video on my YouTube channel that shows what I do. I've sent dolls home with Kelly to do EVP work, ghost box work. I have my crystal dowsing rods. Just got those, but I use dowsing rods in general. Pendulums, pendulum boards, spirit boxes, EMF meters, Mel meters, REM pods. And then I'll show you something else I do. Okay. One thing I do, and I will share, if people want to watch their doll at night that they're going to get, and again, I don't make them available very often. I have this, and I know I was going to show this to you.
Oh, here, let me see if I can do a close-up on it. Hold on. Okay, I'm doing a close-up on it. Come down a little bit. Come down just a little bit. Okay, yeah.
Okay. This right now is night vision because it's night in the haunted playroom. And this is a baby monitor system that has remote camera, night vision, sound, audio. Now you can see there's all kinds of things in the chalk circle. And I'll set up night vision cameras, and I'll watch them for a while, sometimes on Saturday night, rather than me being out on a date, which I don't get very many of those, by the way, because nobody wants to date the creepy doll lady, because you come in my room with 20,000 dolls here. So, yeah, I could stay single on a regular basis because of that. I'm like, dude, do you want to watch the haunted doll monitor with me? Watch them run out the door. If they even get past my altar over here, because most people that know me know that I practice earth magic. So in my room, I have a place where I call my sacred space, and I do a lot of talk with the spirit individual doll right there with my ghost boxes and everything else. So it's kind of funny around here, and I will tell you, one of the biggest validations for me that I wasn't insane was 2 things. One was my daughter's friend, who's 11, knew nothing about our dolls being spirited because we don't encourage that she share that with anybody at school, so they won't, like, we live in the Bible Belt here, okay? So the little girl knew nothing about dolls being spirited, and she was out playing video games in the living room. And she came running in Amberlynn's room and said she saw shadows darting back and forth that were short. And she said she was hearing giggling. And then she said she heard cabinets closing in the kitchen. Amberlynn, of course, inside was snickering, knowing exactly what happens because it happens all the time here. And then I had company in from the UK. Again, my friend Julie said, I did not believe you for crap until I came to your house. And when she was here, she was sitting on the couch and we were all still sleeping. And she saw two little girls poke their head up over the couch. Her name's Julie Drew. On Facebook, you can ask her. It's honest to God truth. And she thought it was the two little girls, my daughters, like sneaking up and playing a trick on her. So she crawled over to the side of the couch because she was going to, like, scare them. When they popped up again, and nobody was there. And she came into the bedroom, and the little girls were asleep in the other room with the sound asleep.
My God.
And they hid things. They hide keys. All kinds of shenanigans, which I find fascinating and I love. But it scares the crap out of me.
Okay, so before we start with the dolls, which I can't wait, what I want to know, and I've asked this before to somebody else. I have done a show on haunted dolls before. The spirits that get attached, is that what you call them? They're attached to a doll?
They're attached, but they're not bound. And there's a difference.
All right, so does it make any difference? Is it, okay, so I know most of your dolls are female. Could a male spirit as well go into a doll? Okay.
I actually do have male spirits. Now, I have dolls that have a female-looking vessel, but there's a male spirit. And actually, it's kind of funny you asked that. Kelly, can you hand me him? Sure can. Okay. Okay. And this is interesting because, okay, first of all, Kelly, who's over here, has a doll named Stanton. Actually, that one was gotten off eBay, and he was a very intense spirit. And I wanted her to experience it for herself. That is a boy spirit. When this doll came, when I got this doll got this one up at the antique shop here just outside of town, and it had a pink dress on, and it kept telling me it was a boy. So I had to order boy clothes, and it was a boy spirit. And sure enough, on Ghostbox, it gave me the name of Michael. Okay, so this doll is probably from the this particular one, I want to say the 1930s or 40s. And there is something to the older the vessel, I have found in my studies, the more chance it is to have some sort of attachment and paranormal activity to it.
Wow.
So yes, absolutely, there are boy dolls.
Okay.
Now, spirits.
Now, are you able to tell? Okay. Are you able to tell the age of the spirit that go into the doll? Like some may be adults and some may be children.
Absolutely. Now there's two things in the way that I find that information out. First of all, with me being a psychic, I also carry a very strong ability for what the gift of psychometry. If you were to hand me your grandmother's watch, I could touch it, hold it, and tell you everything about the person who owned it, even without having ever met you. Now, what I do is I place my hand on the head or near the doll, and then I start to get numbers. And I get what I do is I get a mental picture of, let's say, a toddler. Well, then what I do is I use either dowsing rods, or I use a pendulum, or even a ghost box, and I start to narrow it down. how old are you 2? And if we go until we get a yes on the age, or I will turn on a ghost box and say, can you give me the number of your age? Because I don't just rely on just a pendulum. I usually use 3 different techniques to get the age, on top of the fact that I can touch and empath an item or an object. It's like, for me, it's like a movie that is rolling. When I touch it, I close my eyes and I can see snippets of their life blink forward. And then I validate those and I write it all down on a study sheet. Sometimes they end up 2 pages long. And it's a matter of deduction. So I don't just go on my ability to empath in my psychometry. I then also use the tools of my trade to verify.
Mm-hmm. And okay, so what tools do you use to verify that spirits are in a doll?
Okay, the number one thing that I use to verify that, after my own gut instincts and my own ability to empath that, the next thing that I always use is the EMF meter. Okay, a doll shouldn't put out an electromagnetic field. Now, they don't always do it on command, and they don't always do it at all. Sometimes it depends on if they wish to do it, and sometimes it depends on if there's enough energy in the room, which is why I theorize that they blow out light bulbs and stuff. That they're trying to use the energy from things around them to have their own voice. So a pendulum always is used. Dowsing rods are always used. And I'll show the dowsing rods here in a little bit as to how those work. Those are very definitive tools. I use, again, the remote viewing, night vision cameras. We employ some of the most high-tech equipment for our paranormal investigations. So for me, I can set up cameras all over the house and watch them on my computer screen, split screen, 6 different screens, and watching haunted dolls in different rooms. And if a doll moves or knocks something over or moves a ball and I see it, that's a pretty good validation for me that it indeed has something to it. And then I do ghost boxes. On my channel, there are lots of videos. I always do a video for each person that does adopt a doll. It's kind of an exit thing. They get a ghost box session. And I actually had a doll that my friend, she became a friend. Her name is Diana, and she's in Southern Angels Paranormal Group. And the doll's name was Amanda. And that video is on my YouTube channel. Now, I told everyone while I was shooting the video, this is Amanda. She's going to Diana. Let's turn on GB1 and see what she says. Immediately, the doll says Amanda through the ghost box. So it verified the name that I got audibly through the ghost box.
Hey,
and it's amazing to me.
Kat.
You do have to have tools. You absolutely have to have tools to verify. You can't just do it the way that you see a lot of people. And if people tell you, if you are on eBay and they say they get EVPs or ghost box or whatever, ask them for it. You should always have that available for someone to listen to. Or in my case, I come on Skype and we do it live.
Okay, Kat.
So if someone does want to go to eBay, they should ask for that evidence.
Kat, why do spirits attach themselves to a doll?
Okay, well, this theory goes somewhat. I have a couple of theories that I believe to be true. First of all, originally, way back in the Victorian, if they died tragically, sometimes that's fast. And just like, with poltergeist or other phenomenon of hauntings, some choose to go into a vessel so that they can be around people and you can love your family and you can be around them. And yet the average person might not even know that they have a doll there that a spirit has chosen to go into until they have something really scary happen, like cabinets shutting and weird stuff happening, and they call in a paranormal investigator like us. Chairs scooting happens at Kelly's house. And then we come in, and the minute we see dolls or doll, we're like, okay. And there have been cases I've removed a doll from a property and all the paranormal activity stops.
Oh,
so there are
my
many
God.
reasons over 7 years I know it happens.
That's right. You remove dolls from. So okay. So you go in. You do investigate private homes, private residents.
Yes.
Okay. So then if you find the doll, so you're like the haunted collector. If that object is.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm just the doll John Zaffis. Yes.
Oh. Wow.
Kelly was just saying, and is out of her store. She was convinced. She knew it was a doll. Now I'm going to bring her. Okay, she has a human hair wig, and she is. Yeah, there it goes. I don't know if you guys just heard that. You probably couldn't see it because I had it covered
What
up.
was it? The REM pod?
The REM pod went off.
Okay, we can't see Yeah, that's good like that. Awesome.
Okay, good. Okay, now that's me touching it, but then it'll level back out.
Okay, I have to ask you. Okay, honey, let me ask you one question.
Sure.
Does the REM pod set off the K2? Somebody asked.
Kelly can see it. You guys can't. It'll set off the computer. Will jump up to about 2.5 milligauss. Okay.
Okay.
But no, this doesn't set this off, and this doesn't. You'll notice they're right together, and neither one is going off.
Okay, great. That's
Okay.
really important for the viewers to know that.
Yes, we're testing that, and we can even move one REM pod completely out of the way, and you can see two separate ones. But I'm going to put that in Matilda's lap, and she actually has a Victorian post-mortem pendant, which in the Victorian era, again, they would very beautifully take pictures of all of their dead people, and she became very attached to this pendant. Now, I know you can still see me, Noreen.
Yes.
My computer just timed out, so I'm just leaning over to turn that back on so I can see you. Now, the ones with the human hair, while I'm doing this, I will tell you that my findings have been that dolls that were made with human hair, even if it's a human hair wig, for some reason seem to be a whole lot more likely to have attachment. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's because of the human connection. I don't know if it's the hair that the person it came from. I'm not sure. But this one actually has human hair, which I know is probably creeping half the room out, I'm guessing.
Can you put the K2 so we could see it? Oh, they're going off.
Okay, now see, whenever I start addressing them is when they start going. Okay, wait.
Put the K2.
You guys see, are they all going off?
Yep, they're going off right now.
Okay, this doll. Okay, Matilda, I really, really appreciate you talking. Can you turn that off now? Thank you. Noreen and I did this last night. What I also like to do is see if they can make it go off by the number of lights. Like, can you make the REM pod just go off 3 times? Did that set that one off? Can you guys still see that one?
Yeah, set it up like that, yeah.
There we go.
Awesome.
So, what I'll do, for example, and I ask them to kind of try to hold back until I ask the question, is something like, okay, I know how old this spirited doll was because I've worked with her for a long time, but Matilda, were you? Now I'm gonna tell you that her age was about 8 years old, and we'll, when we turn on the ghost box, we'll see if that can come through either. And you guys remember this: Matilda is her name. She was 8 when she passed away. She passed away in a fire, very tragically, and she had a horse. Now, when you see big old long, drawn-out stories that are a whole page on eBay, you do not get that kind of detailed information. You get bits and pieces and snippets of their life, and then you have to validate that. So, Matilda, were you 8? And I can't always say that they're going to be able to draw enough energy to set off the meters, but if you can set that off for everyone to watch, were you 8 years old when you passed? Thank you. Can you turn that off? Can you make that? Thank you. That's an example of what we do with the K2 meters. And that's not one, that's 2. That's a REM pod, which is made by Gary Galka. Now it's going off because I'm touching it, okay? When the lights go off in sequential, it's because something's touching it. A lot of Dave Spink's videos from Country Roads Paranormal, you see him in haunted locations, and all of a sudden in the middle of nowhere, something is like touching it.
Kat, can you put, they're going off. Can you put the REM pod back a little toward the doll's hand so no, the other way. No, where you had it. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. No, it's
right
fine.
There?
Yeah. No, it's too. It's too much.
I know that I shut, or the kids their internet will go down, and they'll make cameras go in and out of focus when I'm on Skype phone calls. All kinds of stuff happen.
Did you want to?
They not like you running back and forth. See, at her house, yeah. At Kelly's house, Stanton has knocked on front doors. She goes to the front door, no one's there, goes to the back door. And I think after a while, y'all probably are like, all right, that was Stanton. Yeah, we know.
Did you want to do a little ghost box session with her? Actually, did you want to do the rift with her?
Yeah.
For the viewers?
Rift is good.
Okay.
I need that. I'm going to take Kelly's computer. I'm going to take that from her. And I'm going to go ahead and turn off the REM pod because I'm going to have the, I don't want this to set that off. Okay. So let's do some ghost box.
All right.
And
so
see what.
Let's plug Anthony.
Yeah, this is Anthony. Anthony Sanchez is the developer of GB1, GB Rift, and SCD1. And these have made it so much easier to do communication because their voices pop out. And then, like with the ghost box, you have to go and you have to review audio and you have to use headphones. And this really has brought it to a new level that we didn't previously have. So I am ever so thankful for these apps for my work, because if I know that a doll's name is Amanda, like I told you with my friend Diana's doll, who I will tell later some pretty intense things that happened at her house that included fire, which was the way that doll had passed away. That doll's spirit had passed away. And it also said fire. So what I had gotten and was on my study sheets, it actually then came through the ghost box. So now some people may hear this right off the bat, and some may have to go back to the video afterwards and use headphones to listen to see what responses they got.
Now, when you use the Rift, do you put the K2 out and the REM pod as well?
Sometimes I do, but not usually, because if I have it too close, this will set off the REM pod,
Oh,
and I don't
okay.
want to get a false positive.
Will it set off the K2 as well?
Yeah, this can.
All right.
Let me see here. See how it can set it off.
Okay.
So I don't want any.
That's fine. Okay.
Now I'll put it there. Okay. Now see, it's kind of no. Okay, it's not actually setting it.
It is.
Okay,
wow.
that's going.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know that it's that. No, that's going off just without even. Okay, now if I bring this actually on top of it, it's not going off at all. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay, but yet I'm putting it over here right on the doll, and it's going off. Okay, we'll leave that up and just see what happens.
All right. Can you put that in the middle?
Go ahead and turn.
Can you put that in the middle of her? Yeah. Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Now, does anyone... I'm just going to ask some questions, general questions, and we'll see what comes through. So let's turn on the rift. Thank you, Anthony Sanchez.
I love this.
Ghost Hunter Apps. Yeah. We love this. Cat just said my name right off the bat. Hey guys, Cat just said my name. I'm asking that this is Matilda. I'm asking that can you say your name?
And you would. Now not.
How did you pass away? How did you die? I just heard a child's voice. How old were you?
I met you 6.
6.
Spirit.
Spirit?
Shut up.
Spirit? You guys are
Just-
oddly as how this dog passed away. You guys can't share sessions. Can you, a girl? What did you see when you passed away? Could you see the light? The light. Okay, in a little girl's voice, it just said, the light.
Awesome.
Okay, let's see here. Do you like the doll sitting next to you, or is she making you uncomfortable, that spirit?
Not working back. I don't need it. I think that.
What is the name of the things that you blow out in the house all the time?
Don't be afraid.
What is the name of those things shining green? Now, Noreen, I'll get a doll that I keep in a glass box because she's so strong, and because GB Rift picks up a lot of really interesting things.
Okay.
If you guys want, I'll get her out.
Yeah. Would you get her out and do ask her,
Yeah.
talk to her? But I want you to talk to her also with the REM pod and the K2 as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And this spirit is Katie. Okay, so that's going off. I'm seeing that K2 meter going off while I'm all the way over here. God, I shudder to even do this, but you guys don't understand. There's a reason this doll is kept in
The glass
the
box.
glass. Here, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about over here, all right? Can you see this, Kelly? You see that glass box, Maureen?
Yes.
Okay, and I've got my Civil War era Ouija board on top of it, and then my altar. Well, I keep her in there for a reason.
Oh God.
Okay. Yeah, I know,
Oh.
right? And again, people wonder why I don't date often. There's a reason for that. Okay, now, not only is this, let's see here. Here, Kelly, we're going to put Matilda over by you.
All right.
Okay, so we don't get any corruption of anything. All right, Maureen, let me get everything. Let me get the camera back here. Okay, can you guys see? Can you see okay? Everything here?
Yeah. Yes.
Now that okay. Now, hold on. Got to figure out the best way to, where did the K2 meter go? K2 meter? Okay. I don't have anything to sit. I'm going to put this on top of this, which you can see is not going off, right?
Right.
So the K2 meter is not being set off by I'm going to show you this up close because sometimes people see this doll's eyes blink. Okay, this is still an antique gown it came in, and this one is actually right at 100 years old.
What did
And
she?
this doll, this doll was removed from a home of a 91-year-old lady who was a doll collector. And I got a call frantically in the middle of the night from somebody that saw my website or looked me up, I guess, via Google or whatever for paranormal investigator in this area. And they didn't say what they were moving their mother's things out of the home, and there was all kinds of paranormal activity. Well, I go out there at 12 midnight and I open the door to go into the property, and there are hundreds of dolls. This woman had collected dolls since she was a little girl, and she told her son that they talked to her. They thought that she was just, they were her friends. Well, chances are they probably were talking to her. I'm thinking when I'm that old, that's going to be me. Okay, now I
asked you to get them out before we go.
Oh yeah, he told me if I didn't remove them from the property that he would not go back in the house. And I said, some of these dolls are worth a lot of money. And he didn't care. He was like literally going to pay me to take them out. He wouldn't go back in, or he was going to leave. It was really frightening for him. And when we removed them all, he called back and said everything stopped.
Okay. The REM pod has to go back. It's too close. So go put it back. Yeah. Well.
Okay. There?
Yeah. And then put the K2. Yeah. Let's see. Let me see if okay, now hold it. Yeah, I can see that. Okay.
You can
Yeah.
see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm gonna turn on Rift, and I'm gonna kind of let her sit here. Now this doll, to give you guys, so you know if we're getting validation, this doll's name is Katie, and she's gonna wreak all havoc in my room tonight for taking her out of that box. I know it. This would be what I would call a level 10. Okay. And the way that she passed away was a drowning. Okay, so you're going to be listening for water, things of that nature. Now, the thing about this doll is it wasn't an accident. The information that I got from this doll was that she was like thrown over into water. It was a murder. It was absolutely murder. And the spirit of this doll, you're looking at her thinking she's little, but she wasn't. She was older. She was like 9 or 10. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn on GB1 GB Rift, and I'll ask some questions. And you guys, can you see the meters and stuff okay?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I'm addressing Katie. Can you tell me your name? What was your name? Hold on. Everything is going haywire here. Are y'all getting that? Did you hear? Can you tell me, how did you pass away? How did you pass away? Why don't you want to tell us how you passed away? Katie, can you tell me how you passed? Did somebody murder you? Yeah. Why do you have to be kept in the box? It just went off. Did you see the K2 meter? It's going off right now. It's going up to third light, second light. Killed. Does it make you feel safer? I swear this is my speaker as well. Can you guys still hear that?
Yes.
What was your age when you passed? I can hear a dark voice coming through in the background talking about, I heard it say something about
Kat, we can't hear you anymore.
hold on, Miranda. What?
We can't hear you when you talk over the rift.
Okay. What was the name of the man who murdered you? Being that you passed away when you did, he would have to be there with you. Is he there?
Yeah, I'm here.
First? Are you a dangerous, angry spirit? Is what happened? What was the name of the state that this happened? What color was the car that you were in when you passed? And you got thrown into the water? people will be able to listen back to that audio, and I heard a lot of direct responses on that, but what I'm feeling is a whole lot of, like me personally, a whole lot of anxiety and stress, having her out of the box, and I really feel like there sounds like there's a male spirit, as opposed to when that one was coming through, there was a child's voice coming through Rift, and it sounds like she's being held back, which is why I keep saying, is somebody holding you back? Now hold on. Is somebody holding you back? It's that dark creeping voice. If the guy is here that was responsible for your murder, then what do you have to say? It's a very evil sounding voice. Okay, now we can do Ghost Box with different dolls. I can tell you a little bit about these two other ones, or if you have any questions, you know, some people wonder, are they safe to have around kids and pets? Or we can even go to traditional Ghost Box if, you know, people want to do that.
Do you ever do just straight? Have you ever done like EVPs right off of your voice recorder?
Yeah, I've actually used my phone and put it down, and I also use a I always have this right next to the bed over here, as any. Just this Sony, it doesn't need to be any major. It can just be a $45 recorder. And yes, I use these and just put it down. And then I attempt to get EVPs. And that brings through, people discount now with apps and ghost boxes. EVPs can bring through some of the most amazing evidence.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
I know, because EVPs, you've got nothing but, and you know what? I will take this off hold, and I'll actually hit record. Well, okay, of course it would have a low battery. You would suck all the never-ending battery draining. I just put new batteries in this before the show. I put new batteries in everything. And actually, if you guys notice, the REM pod went out. Y'all notice that? I did not turn it off. I put a brand new 9-volt Duracell Pro battery, and it sucked the life out. Did you guys notice, and I know you had to, because all of a sudden, 3 times, everything, the microphone, everything went like, and when it did that, my REM pod's dead.
Oh my God.
Okay. But that's okay. The K2 meter is still going. And it just lit up. Okay.
Okay, now we're starting to hear a little bit of static.
And yes,
There, it's starting up. You sound like a demonic entity. Like it did the other day.
Well,
It's doing it.
hey, it's time for this one. I'm going to put this one back up because that one just started. Did you see that? Okay, I swear to this doll cannot eyes unless it's down by itself. I'm gonna put it up, see if they can do it live. Can you blink your eyes or move them?
What's it doing?
It will its eyes. Kelly's about to put it up.
Okay, we can't understand you, Kat, because you've got that demonic voice.
Okay. Hold on. Let me grab. We're gonna have a complete electronic failure. This is not the truth.
Wow, this is exactly what happened.
This is exactly what
Yes,
happened yesterday.
yeah.
And I need to get her up before she really, truly, I don't know, she could
It's crazy.
dreams and stuff. I'm here to tell you, like.
I wish I could see chat room. I'm sorry, guys. I wish I could see the chat room.
Kelly, can you see the chat room?
Actually,
Computer over there. Oh, on your. Okay, hold on, guys. Okay. I'm going to give Kelly the computer back and take a look at what's going on in the chat room. And then we'll see what, let's see what is going on in the chat. Okay. Let me see here, you guys. Okay, what's going on with the audio? See? Okay, voice is fixed now, they're saying in the chat room.
yeah, it's fixed now.
Okay, it is fixed. So now, I put the doll back in the box. I turned on her little night lights, which she likes, and I'll show you that. And that made her appeased and happy. So, if that particular doll is happy. Okay. I think if everybody, and Kelly, you're going to have to, because I'm going to call Amberlyn in here for this.
Okay.
Okay, this doll is actually very, very, okay, this is a very old doll and very, very haunted. Don't let its size fool you. And this is the haunted doll that we are doing a giveaway for the people who are in the chat room that are interested. I don't want to give it away to someone who is totally creeped out by dolls. So if you guys can go ahead and type in there, yes, I'm interested in winning. I'm going to go get my daughter, who's totally random person, and she's going to go to up and down to those of you who said yes, and she's going to pick a winner.
In the chat room.
In the chat room. So, I know we're on a little bit of a delay, but this doll right here, this also came from the same lady's house that passed away that collected dolls. Those dolls are some of the most active I have in my collection. I gave Kelly some to take home and study and do EVP work in Ghost Box and all that. And this is the one that is being done in the giveaway. Okay, so I'm going to put this one down over here. And now I'm going to let everyone have time to actually say what they want. This doll is nearly 100 years old as well. And I just dropped its head on that, and it's probably not going to appreciate that. This is another one. Now I will show you something very interesting, and I thought, okay, there's two things. There is a theory, and I studied this like for a good couple of years, that when a doll that came from a manufacturer had one color set of eyes, okay, let's say they were blue, and then over a period of time, all of a sudden all the color drained from the eyes and there was a complete color change. What the theory is that when a heavy spirit manifestation comes into a doll like that, it will drain the eye color. And so I wanted to show an example of two. I'll show you two dolls that had this happen. People can look this up online. This is not what I'm about to show you. This is not how this doll's eyes came. Okay? This doll had dark blue eyes. Okay? Those of you who are freaked out by dolls are not going to want to see this one, probably.
Oh, so that doll's got green eyes.
Now, do you notice that there's like almost no pupil?
Yeah.
Now, did you see the... Okay. This doll did not come from the doll factory like this. This doll is made by Virginia Turner, and the doll is about 20 some odd years old. And the ones came from the factory with a dark turquoise eyes, and that's a green glowing. Nothing's been done to that doll. So I got very fascinated with finding dolls that had this vast eye color change, okay? And I'll show you another one that this happened to. And I'm not sure how old this one is, but this one's a very proper spirit. And I'm going to show you up close.
Is that a Madame Alexander?
This one is not. This doll is made by William Tongue, who's a very famous doll designer. Now, can you see the eyes?
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
They're almost pink. Well, but these eyes are pink. The eyes did not come with... This doll didn't come with pink eyes from the maker.
What color? Now she's got like a blue aura, a blue circle around them. That's what it looks like. What color were her eyes?
Originally, I think that the color of this doll's eyes, if I read correctly, were a dark brown.
Really?
God, I don't know if the light is picking this up properly.
Well, they look clear. You know, they look like a light.
Correct. Okay, okay. Let me see if I can get up close.
You mean they are clear? Oh.
No, they're almost colorless now. Do you see
yes,
that?
they are. They're colorless.
Okay, that's my point. Okay, now I'm going to get the doll with the green eyes back and do the same thing, and you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. It is said that strong spirit manifestation causes the original eye color to purely drain.
Okay, so did that doll have pupils at one time? It looks like they're way in the back. I'll be damned.
The doll had pupils.
Wow.
Yes, this doll had pupils. Just like a normal doll that you would buy, that you would want to buy. Nobody would buy a doll that looked like that because it would be way too creepy.
Damn.
And people can look this up. This is an actual phenomenon, and I became very obsessed with studying dolls that had the draining of eye color. And I found those to be some of the very most active ones as well. So I seek out ones, I look up the name of the designer and the doll maker, and I go and I look and see what the color was supposed to look like. Nobody makes dolls with pink, no color eyes or glowing green eyes. That doesn't get made. So I seek those out and study them on a regular basis. And these, again, are part of my very personal collection. Now, I went to a yard sale recently. And it was somebody this was her great aunt that had passed away, all right? And this very simple doll, okay, was sitting over there, and she had several things. And the lady told me she would give me this doll almost pretty much for free. And because she said that the eyes would blink on its own. So what she did is she glued this doll's eyes shut.
No way.
how they don't move now?
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh, but they're shut, but they're open.
They're open. She glued them to where they can't. And I swear I just saw her eyes move. Okay, now she's jacking with my camera. Okay, she glued them. So the doll can no longer, it had open and closed sleep eyes. So she's like, take it. You can take it. Just take that and I'll give it to you free with something else that I was getting at the estate sale. And this doll sets off meters and all kinds of stuff. But the poor thing, the people were so creeped out by the fact that they kept seeing her great aunt's doll's eyes blink. They glued them to where they're open. So, like, you can find the best stuff, people, out there by going to antique shops. Now, the funny thing about me, well, it's probably not funny to the shop owners because they look at me really weird. Okay, I just saw that meter go off. I just saw it go off again. Okay, when I go to an antique store, don't just go by touch. I'm gonna see if I can try to reset this and turn it on and back off. Okay, it gave me my REM pod back.
Awesome. Yay, that's awesome. That's crazy.
REM pod was dead. Okay, what I do, and I would suggest for a lot of people that watch your shows, I know a lot of people have ghost boxes, even if it's a PSB 7, or take Anthony's app on your tablet and take your K2 meter. Now that went off because I touched it. Okay, that was not the doll. Okay, take your K2 meter, take your app, and go into the store. Take an EVP recorder. That is even less conspicuous. And when you see something, try to pay attention to the feeling in your solar plexus. If you get this uneasy, and I don't know what it's like for people who aren't empathic or don't have the ability to touch something like that, that's me, and feel the history, that you really try to focus on your gut, turn on your EVP recorder, okay, and then let it run, and then go back outside with your headphones and see what you pick up on EVP. That's one of my most favorite things to do. Now, when I have this with me and I'm walking around an antique store and I'm going up to dolls and doing that, and then I'm talking to my EVP recorder, the shop owners will look at me like I absolutely lost my mind and gone cuckoo. And that could very well be the case. Okay, wait, I gotta keep my hand away to be sure that's not me. Okay. Okay, we've got some yeses. Okay, Amberlyn! We're gonna let Amberlyn pick a winner now, Noreen.
Okay.
Okay?
That's great.
And I'm gonna show you something. Here, Pumpkin, we want you to pick someone in the room that said yes. And can you come over here for a second? And I just want you to tell Noreen and the audience, come here, pop up here for a second. Noreen, this is my daughter, Amberlyn. She's one who is able to see dolls' auras. Come here, I just want you to read one aura. No, you can't see that at all. Here, the lights drown everything out. Come here, and then you're gonna pick a winner. Come here, my little pumpkin. Okay, you guys, this is Amberlyn, my little girl.
Hi, Amberlyn.
Yeah. Hey guys. Okay, Amberlyn. Let's do this before you pick a winner. I'm gonna let you. Okay. Can you see the aura around this doll? I want you to focus and do relax, breathe in, breathe out, and tell me what you see.
Light orange.
Okay, and what does light orange mean to you? What does that say about her? What do you sense from her?
Calm with a light, fiery essence, as if they have a
But if you mess with them, they will pop you in the mouth.
Pop you in the mouth if you mess with them. Okay, Amberlyn, I want you to go over to Aunt Kelly over there, and I want you to scroll up and down over the S's and be fair, go up and down, and
I
then
think your camera's messed up.
somebody in the room, you just randomly pick a name, but it has to be someone that typed yes. Careful, you're knocking over the, whoa, she almost knocked over the lighting.
Yeah.
That almost tanked.
I think they said right.
Okay, so scroll up and down. You can even let Aunt Kelly scroll up and down real quick, and then pick a name and call it out.
Go back up. Back up. Carla Bolt. Carla and B-O-L-D-T.
Carla Bolt.
Carla Bolt. B-O-L-D-T.
Yes, she's one of our all-time viewers.
Get out! Well, Carla, Amberlyn just randomly picked your name, and you are the proud owner of your very own spirit doll. Now, your spirit doll, I will do a ghost box session for you on my YouTube channel, and I will give you all of the information about your spirited doll. All of the spirited dolls come with protective, sacred, blessed, pink Himalayan sea salt. They come wrapped in a very special blanket. They come with a bundle of sage so that you can clear and protect before you do any communicating. And they come with a pendulum so that right out of the box you can start communicating if you don't already have a pendulum. So if you will send Noreen your mailing address and stuff, and maybe you can inbox me as well, and I can.
She's on. She's on Facebook.
Okay,
Carla's
great.
on Facebook.
Okay, all right. I will get with Noreen and get with you on Facebook, and we'll talk about this. So
Congratulations, Carla. Awesome.
Thank you. Is
Your
it?
website?
Sure. It's SouthernAngelsParanormal.net. And my YouTube channel is Cat Angel. Kelly can type in my name in the chat right now, and it'll come up as Cat Angel. And you can click on that, and you can even see videos of other haunted dolls on our channel. So, yeah, I really, really enjoyed talking to you about this, and it's really super fun. And I have pets, I have kids, and nothing bad ever happens. If something knocks on the door or blows out a light bulb, it's nothing that's going to harm anybody. And spirit is very welcomed in our home because of what I do. So it's all good for me. It may not be for everyone, but I promise you guys, if you look in the right places, you can find authentic spirited things, and they do exist. And if you have any questions, you are always welcome to email me and ask me all about them, and I'm happy to take the time to tell you about it.
Awesome.
So Noreen, really thank you so much for having me tonight.
Oh my God, thank you so much. And how nice of you to give away one of your haunted dolls. That was really nice. Viewers, give her a clap. Thank you. Very nice. And it was a pleasure to have you on the show. I have never known anybody that has had a haunted doll. I did do a show before, I told you, but nothing ever happened. Nothing. Because the girl that I interviewed did not have any tools. So we couldn't prove that her dolls were haunted. Awesome. Awesome, Kat. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Let me see. Next week, and I'll see you over at Dave. I think I said hi to you. So anyway, give my show a like. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so. There are live weekly shows every Thursday. I try to bring a different topic, a different subject every week to because I like everything. everything paranormal, unexplained, everything. And I hope you like my shows as well. Kat, good night, honey. I lost you. And I lost your internet service here. And anyway, crazy night, technical wise, crazy. So I'll see you over in Dave's show. And again, thank you so much for joining me. I love you guys. I just appreciate all your loyalty every week coming to the shows. Michelle Luckford. Did I get everybody? I love Bigfoot. There's a mystique about him. I think he comes from another dimension, but we'll find out. Thanks, everybody. So I'm going to say goodnight, okay? And today's Thursday, so you guys have a great weekend. And I'll see you next Thursday. Starry Night. Hi, honey. And Precious Putty Tat. BV Vargas. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off, and I'll see you in Dave's show, and I'll see you next Thursday. Hopefully you'll be there again. Good night, everybody. Love you. Good night.